energy is the essence of everything in our life. So when we master the energy, we master our lives. So at this point, we've got these two options. We can either continue on the path of resistance, which is the default for most people, or we can take the path of love and live in flow. So you can make a conscious decision now. Would you like to continue living in the resistance, or would you like to start living in flow? And recharge is the path of flow. These are some very simple exercises that help you to cultivate this state for yourself every single day. So you can join the Recharge program, where I teach you the system of accessing your flow for yourself anytime to help you to meet and exceed your goals faster and more easily. And that's just $997 or $97 a month. And I've got a special opportunity right now to try it out for just $7 a month. And I send, there's a coupon code you can use. So if you would like to do that, just let me know and I can give you some more information and give you that coupon code. So right now I'm going to walk you through the inner game upgrade session, which utilizes a little bit of all of the secrets that we talked about in the training that we just did with the 3 secrets to living in flow. We're going to utilize life force energy and help Christina get to the root of the challenge that she's been experiencing. And she's going to do some follow-up self-care. So Christina, you can come on, you can open up your microphone. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, same. So glad to be here.
Oh, awesome. So when we originally spoke about the session, I had asked you what to come prepared with an intention for up leveling or breaking through. So in everybody else who's listening now, I would love for you to also create an intention, because as you listen to the session with Julia, you're going to relate to her experience in your own way. So it'll be really helpful for you to also have this intention. So Julia, what is your intention for breaking through this evening?
So as I've been progressing in my own personal work with energy and with just getting to know what I need to get rid of my resistance and the dips that keep coming back, there's fear at the base of this, and I recognize that, and I keep thinking imposter syndrome, because that's something that resonates with me. Who am I to know anything about anything? And things like that come up, even when I feel very confident about the message that I put out in the world, or that, so there's just the resistance that I want to release is the, I guess, fear of success is where it's at.
Okay. And how do you find this playing out in your life? Like, how is this showing up for you?
I will have amazing moments where I feel in the flow, like everything's going well and everything is easy. And I feel gratitude and I feel, amazing in those moments. However, I have this moment, it's almost like a pause where I'm like, well, what if something happens to ruin all of this? Or what if all of this will go away?
Yeah.
And then I get caught in that and in analyzing, okay, am I heading in the wrong direction? Have I been making strides in the wrong direction? And is this a sign I should be paying attention to?
Okay, so then you start to question yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So, there's a few things going on. There's the fear of success. There's that imposter syndrome that says, am I allowed? Is somebody like me allowed to do this or allowed to have this? Does that make sense?
Yes, and the other thing that I want to add is so easily, because sometimes the best ideas that I have, or the best actions that I take, come very easily. It's
Mm-hmm.
um, and there's almost like guilt attached to it. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Where it's like, wow, it didn't take any effort. It just came to me, and I had the
Mm-hmm.
right answer, or the um, so it taps into this whole I guess my past, and how I kind of came across throughout my life as I guess a know-it-all, or and there's that fear that I feel in those moments where, like, here I go again, blurting it out like I know everything. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm having to hold myself back and rein myself in consistently, and that's been, I know, at the root of a lot of my frustrations, my personal, health problems, and making myself smaller than
Mm-hmm.
I really feel inside.
Mm-hmm. So when you were younger, and it sounds like you were very gifted, and maybe it came across as more than the people around you. What would people say when you had all the answers?
Oh, oftentimes I remember just weird looks, like, okay, let's not talk to her again, or like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
thinking friendships and situations like that. At home, I felt at ease, very very
Mhm.
much so, with being myself.
So your parents, never said anything about that. It was more
No,
friends.
no, my
Mhm.
parents supported it.
Okay, cool,
Mhm.
cool. Um, and so there's like a rejection that comes with success. Like if you're successful, you will be rejected.
Yes,
Or if I'm more successful than my peers, then I will be rejected.
right.
This is something really common, that comes up, especially with gifted individuals, who there's like it's like a survivor's guilt kind of thing. It's like they've got something special and everybody else around them is suffering, or not doing as well, and then they feel guilty about having more, or doing better. It's that perception. It's not like anybody's really any better or has more, but there's that perception of that.
Right.
um, okay, so I'm gonna check in, and look into the energy of this. Just at first sight of this, it looks like there's a pattern of, it really looks like it comes down to fear of rejection. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm just going to check in and I'm going to walk you through this. And right now, I'm just asking some questions, and I'll let know, Christina, when I'm asking the questions to you. Okay. So the
Okay.
questions I'm first asking are just to help me to read the energy of the situation. So, does Christina have a fear of rejection? And is this fear of rejection causing her to play small? Is this fear of rejection causing the guilt? Is this fear of rejection causing her to question herself? Okay, so I'm getting yeses on all of these. Is the fear of rejection causing her to overcomplicate things? Okay, so it sounds like fear of rejection really is the most important thing to work on right now. And as you can see, there's a few different things. You've probably talked about 7 different restrictions. And the root of those is that fear of rejection. And after releasing this, you can go back and work on releasing the other things because, there's layers to it. But as you continue working with the fear of rejection, you're going to find that everything else, kind of takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go deeper into the fear of rejection. We're going to find out, when you created this for yourself. So let's see. Did Christina create this fear of rejection between conception and birth? Okay. So Christina, do you know anything about when your mom was pregnant with you?
Not very much, no.
Do you know anything about, like, have you heard about what was going on with your parents during that time period?
No.
Were your parents still in Europe?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did they have a good relationship? Do you know?
Um, Overall, yes.
Okay. Um, and do you know if your parents were excited to have a baby? Like, were you the oldest or?
I was the youngest, and yes, they were very much excited to have a new baby.
Okay. Do you know if there were any complications with the pregnancy?
No, not that I know of. My
Okay.
mom was talking to me about as being a pleasant experience being pregnant with me.
Okay. Let's see. So, did this fear of rejection come from Christina's mom? Did it come from her dad? Okay. Did Christina empathetically take this from her mom? Okay. Have you ever noticed, Christina, if just kind of observe your mom, um, have you noticed that same kind of a thing with her? Like, have you noticed your mom playing small or holding back on things?
Yes. Yeah, very much so. There's been, I guess, uh, at the core of it, I guess it was something related to gender. My mom lived, married in the 60s, and very much a woman believing that women didn't have a lot of rights at the time and wanting more
Mm-hmm.
for women as a whole. And I think if there was any kind of disappointment regarding the pregnancy it was regarding the gender, and it was coming more from the fact that she probably wished that I was a boy so I could not have the discrimination or the,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it was coming from that if there was anything related to the disappointment in me or in my gender.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, so babies are highly empathetic, and I know you, Christina, are very empathetic anyway, and especially with babies. And um, when you're so close to your mom energetically, spiritually, physically, we learn so much just from that experience, from being in the womb. Like, our parents are shaping our worlds. They're preparing us to come into this world, and they're really showing us what it's going to be like. And so, you know, we're not conscious of these things, but on a deeper level, like in our nervous system, we're getting ready for what it's going to be like to be on earth with these two beings that we really look to at that point like gods, you know?
Uh-huh.
So if your mom had this pattern for herself, and if it was kind of a big deal, like it feels like something was happening that was, it was like stressful for your mom. So your mom had a lot of emotion and a lot of energy around this thing of rejection, or this thing of like playing small in order because of, you know, the people around her. And so it's very possible that you you know, learned that just from the way that she was projecting herself and her own beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
um, so let's just see if we need any more information. Let's see, do we need any information to really, do we need any more information to release this now? Okay, let's see. So let's just clarify. Um, did Christina take on this fear of rejection because of her mom secretly wanting a boy? Did she take on this fear of rejection because of her mom's conflict with her as a woman and not feeling like she had enough rights? Okay, so it's almost like what I'm feeling, and it'd be interesting to have this conversation with your mom, is that, you know, she really wanted to make a bigger impact with women's rights, and she maybe wasn't. And also it's like starting a family, like there, you know, she was obviously very excited to start a family, but having children, you know, makes it harder to do other things. And so there may be a part of her that felt like she lost that impact in order to have children. Does that sound like her at all? Do you think that's possible?
Yes, that could be. That could be for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. So do we have enough information to release this now? Okay. So we've got enough. And now that we've brought this to the surface and you have this awareness, it's going to help you to process on a deeper level to release the pattern. So Christina, are you ready to release it now?
I'm ready to release this pattern right now.
Awesome. Perfect. So if you can close your eyes, and everybody else who's listening, you can close your eyes as well, because you're on this journey too. So, Christina, close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and really tune into your body. And you can ask yourself, where have I been holding on to this fear of rejection? Just notice what comes up for you. Notice what sensations you feel in your body. You might feel some pressure or tingling.
I feel it in my solar plexus.
Okay. All right. And if this fear had a physical form, what would that look like? What shape would that fear be?
I see a black sphere.
A black sphere. Okay. And is it shiny or matted? Does it have a
It,
texture?
yeah, it's shiny.
And can you see into it, or is it just totally black?
It's totally black.
Okay. All right. So take a deep breath and imagine a bright, beautiful light shining down over you. Feel yourself bathing in that light. It's so soothing. And it shines right down over your solar plexus, right over your stomach. And your stomach begins to soften and open. And the light enters. And it wraps around that black sphere. And as the light reaches the sphere, reaches that sphere, it begins to rise to the surface. And as that fear is rising to the surface, ask yourself, how has this fear of rejection actually been serving me? And let me know what comes to you. How has this fear been serving you? How has it been protecting you?
I guess the first thing that came up, it's been keeping me in line with everybody else.
Mm.
So not standing out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's that illusion of safety. There's that illusion of, well, if, it's just easier this way if I fit in.
Yeah.
And what are some ways that it's been holding you back?
Oh, and second guessing myself in every aspect of um, myself, of expressing myself, of reaching my goals professionally. Yeah, in all those ways.
Yeah. All right. So watch as this black sphere rises all the way out of your stomach and up into that light. And as it rises up into the light, it dissolves and the light becomes even brighter. And feel that release. Feel that space being created inside of you. And a new light shines down into your stomach, and this is the vibration of love. Pure love for yourself, your true self. And what color is this light, Christina?
It's like a peach yellow.
Beautiful. So it pours into your stomach and it immediately fills that space that the fear was. And it fills you with this pure self-love. And it shows you who you really are. And it shows you how big you really are. So as you're filled with this love, this beautiful peachy pink light that rises up through your body and circulates all the way down. It illuminates the parts of you that are really you. And you might see flashes in your mind of, what you're really here to do and how you're really here to play and the impact that you're really here to make. Take some deep breaths and allow this light to move through you. And allow these images to appear in front of you. And it may come through as words. It may come through as, audible messages. However this comes to you is perfect. So, Christina, what are some of the things that are coming to you now?
The release of all the things that I attempted to do and I didn't succeed in. And it was almost like all these flashbacks of things that it's okay. It's okay. That was, you're here and you can focus on building upon what you have created so far, knowing what you know right now.
Absolutely. What
Um,
I can see, it's like the foundation of all these buildings, and those foundations are still there, and now it's like, oh, you can just go back and continue working on those.
right. Because ultimately the energy that I invested in all those things that I didn't see through didn't go away. They still taught me a lot. I still built myself through those processes.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I've taken a little bit of each different project or endeavor, and it's taught me something that I can, with all of that knowledge right now, I can do something else.
Yeah. And when you tune into this energy of self-love, what is its message for you? What does this self-love want you to know?
That I have a message worthy of saying.
Yeah. Do you know what that message is now?
I do. It's my intent is to help people, to help people get through what I've been able to get through, to get to the core of their fears and just um, let themselves hear their own voices.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really powerful. All right. Take a deep breath. Just allow all of this to integrate. This was a really big shift, Christina. I could feel it so powerfully.
Yeah, it feels amazing to say these things and to feel these things so clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel like is your biggest takeaway from the session?
Um, Again, just those messages that you kind of have, I guess, lurking under the surface. They just blasted through kind of thing. I don't know how else to say it, but they are so powerful that, and I feel like all the answers are in us. It's just sometimes we need that extra help to to get
Yeah,
them out. So that's what it felt
absolutely.
like for me.
Absolutely. So what I'm feeling is going to be, the next step for you to reinforce what we just did is journaling. Do you have a journal
I
or
do.
okay, so what I want you to do before you go to bed is just free write everything that comes to your mind and really tap into that energy and go back and bring yourself into that little girl that had all these really big powerful ideas that nobody else seemed to really understand, and go back to her and like listen to her and let her speak through as you're writing.
Uh-huh.
um, and you can continue this visualization as you go to sleep tonight.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, actually.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Christina. This was amazing.
Thank you,
Um,
Sarah. This was amazing. I agree.
Absolutely. And I would love to know, for people who are listening right now, what was your biggest takeaway from this? Sarah, do you have anything like what came up for you during the session? And you can type that in the comments, or you could you could speak if you want. Just, oh, I love it. Sarah said, just follow myself. Yeah. Yeah, it's so powerful. Um, so for the people who would like to learn this system and to be able to learn this whole process to, implement for yourself to live in flow and join the recharge program, just let me know. You can send me a text message to that number that I showed you in the beginning. It's 303-557-1258, and let me know that you'd like to get started, and I can show you how to do it for just $7. And then it's, a monthly payment of $97 a month, but that first month is just $7. So you can, join, check it out, and you can start experiencing some of these shifts immediately. So have an amazing rest of your night, and congratulations to everybody who is getting started tonight and this weekend. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. All right, bye. Bye,
Thank
Christina.
you.
Thank you.